In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on July 13, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Cleveland Guardians versus Chicago White Sox. In this final matchup of a 4-game series in the American League Central, the Cleveland Guardians are squaring off against the Chicago White Sox at Guaranteed Rate Field on Sunday afternoon. Cleveland's been dominating this season's head-to-head, taking 5 out of 6 games against the White Sox so far, and they're rolling in with plenty of steam after that solid 6-2 victory on Friday. Sure, their bats aren't setting the world on fire. They sit pretty low in the league rankings for offense, but they've still scraped together enough hits and runs to get by, especially when facing Chicago's shaky pitching crew. Joey Cantillo's still getting his feet wet as a starter, but he's shown some real promise in the chances he's had, and this looks like a good spot for him since he's up against a White Sox lineup that's rock bottom in batting average and not much better in putting up runs or hitting homers. Overall, Cleveland's arms have been sharper, and Chicago just can't seem to find any groove at the plate, so the Guardians hold the clear upper hand here. Switching gears, Aaron Civale's had a rough go this year, full of ups and downs and blown chances, which shows in his dismal 1-6 record and that bloated 5.17 earned run average. He hasn't been able to go deep into games or shut down hitters from the jump, and that heaps extra strain on a relief corps that's been just as spotty. The Guardians' hitters might not light up the scoreboard every night, but they've got a knack for jumping on errors, particularly in games against these guys. All things considered, with Cleveland playing smarter ball and their pitchers regularly stifling Chicago, this shapes up as a prime opportunity for the Guardians to wrap things up on a high note. As our first pick for this matchup, the Cleveland Guardians money line is our full game side pick. Both squads have had a tough time cashing in when it matters most, like with guys on base ready to score. The Guardians are knotted up with the Atlanta Braves for 23rd overall with a .705 team OPS in those situations, while the White Sox are scraping the bottom at 30th with a meager .613 OPS there. Their relief pitchers are hanging in decently though, with Cleveland ranking 10th thanks to a 3.73 earned run average from the bullpen, and the White Sox not far behind at 17th with a 4.02 mark for their relievers. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Texas Rangers versus Houston Astros. On Sunday, the Texas Rangers face off against the Houston Astros at Dakin Park. It's the rubber match in their series, with both squads aiming to head into the break on a high note after a wild extra innings battle the night before. The Astros keep making solid contact, but they've had stretches where turning those hits into runs feels like pulling teeth. The Rangers whiffed a whopping 19 times in the second game, and their habit of leaving guys on base might keep biting them in this one. Hunter Brown has been dealing all year, fanning 8 or more in a couple of his recent outings. As our first pick for this matchup, the Houston Astros money line is our full game side pick. These two starters have both been lights out this season, and they seem to thrive in those daytime slots. The Rangers have a tough time cashing in on scoring chances, and their lack of discipline up there has hurt them big time. On top of that, the Astros haven't been great at plating runners either lately. Look for those issues to stick around and keep things tight. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Pittsburgh Pirates versus Minnesota Twins. On Sunday afternoon, the Pittsburgh Pirates take on the Minnesota Twins in the last game of their 3-game set at Target Field. It's a chance for both teams to wrap up before the break, with the Twins looking to build some momentum and the Pirates trying to snap out of a rough patch. The Twins are slipping way back in the American League Central standings, sitting 12.5 games behind the Detroit Tigers, yet they've managed to rack up some wins heading into the All-Star break. Fresh off a tight 2-1 victory against the Pirates in Friday night's opener, Minnesota has been on a bit of a roll lately. They grabbed 2 wins out of 3 in their series against the Chicago Cubs right before this, and did the same against the Tampa Bay Rays in the one prior. Meanwhile, the Pirates are stuck in a brutal skid, dropping 7 straight after a solid run of 6 victories. Mitch Keller has been a reliable arm for them all year, but with trade rumors swirling as a top target before the deadline, the team probably won't push him too hard in this spot just before the break. Keller has put up solid numbers for the Pirates this season, though it hasn't translated to a bunch of team wins because the bats just aren't providing enough support. That trend looks set to continue, especially since Pittsburgh's offense is still struggling badly and they haven't notched a victory since July 2nd. On the flip side, the Twins are enjoying a decent stretch right now, and their pitcher Simeon Woods Richardson has been lights out, giving up only 6 hits and 1 run over his past 15 innings. With 1 run or fewer allowed in 4 of his last 5 outings, this might be the hottest he's ever been in his career. Putting money on the Pirates just doesn't make sense here. As our first pick for this matchup, the Minnesota Twins money line is our full game side pick. The Pirates hitters haven't given much help to their starters, who have actually been pretty sharp overall this year. Counting that lone run from Friday, they've managed just 10 runs total across this 7-game losing streak. They're way down at 29th in OPS and dead last in home runs league-wide. The Twins might have to go without their experienced shortstop Carlos Correa, who tweaked his right ankle mildly on Friday. It happened when he was at second base, and Pirates outfielder Tommy Pham came in with a hard slide that caught his ankle. Minnesota has worked their way to just 2 games under .500, and pulling off a sweep this weekend could get them right to even before the break. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. New York Mets versus Kansas City Royals. On Sunday, the New York Mets wrap up their 3-game road series against the Kansas City Royals. It's the finale before the All-Star break, with both teams pushing to end on a solid note after a couple of tight contests. The Mets are aiming to cap off the first half with a clean sweep over the Royals. Clay Holmes takes the hill for New York in this last one, coming in with an 8-4 record, a 3.29 earned run average, and a 1.26 whip. He hasn't grabbed a win in his past couple of starts, so he's looking to turn that around here against a Royals squad that's been having a tough time lately. On the other side, lefty Noah Cameron starts for Kansas City, holding a 3-4 record and a sharp 2.56 earned run average. He's been steady all year, fresh off his best outing yet where he went 7 innings, gave up just 2 earned runs, and punched out 7. When it comes to hitting, these two clubs have been pretty even lately. The Royals are putting up about 4.1 runs a game with a .725 OPS in their last 14, while the Mets are at 4.5 runs and a .707 OPS over their previous 14-13. New York hits .231 against Southpaws this season, and with Cameron dealing, I figure the Royals can hang in there and make it competitive. He's been the sharper arm recently, and given how both lineups have been swinging, the Royals might just snag this one to dodge a home sweep heading into the break. As our first pick for this matchup, the Kansas City Royals money line is our full game side pick. The Mets have pushed over the total in 57.1% of their road games as favorites, but the Royals have leaned under in 61.1% of their matchups this year. Lately, games between these two have stayed low, with the series openers clocking in at 11 and 4 runs total. Plus, Mets games have averaged 8.1 runs over their last 10, and Royals contests are down at 7.4 in that stretch. Kansas City has also gone under in 7 of their past 10 at home. With this solid pitching duel and the Royals bats in a rut, expect things to stay quiet on the scoreboard. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Washington Nationals versus Milwaukee Brewers. On Sunday, the Washington Nationals head into the last game of their series on the road against the Milwaukee Brewers. It's the final outing for both clubs before the All-Star break, and they're both looking to wrap things up with some positive vibes. The Nationals are hoping to end the first half of the season on a high note in this series closer at American Family Field up in Milwaukee. Jake Irvin, who's got that swerving stuff, is starting for Washington, and he's aiming to build on his 7-4 record. He's gotten some unusual reliable but huge help from the bats when he's pitched, even though his numbers sit at a so-so 4.78 earned run average and 1.31 WHIP over 111 innings in 19 starts. Lately though, Irvin's been rough, posting a 2-3 mark with a 6.45 earned run average and 1.57 WHIP through 37 2/3 innings in his last 7 turns. He struggled big time away from home all year, with a 5.81 earned run average and 1.41 WHIP over 57 1/3 innings in 10 road starts, where hitters are tagging him at a .270 clip. For Milwaukee, they're sending out all-star righty Freddie Peralta, but he won't be in the actual all-star game since he's throwing today. Peralta's had a killer season in Milwaukee, racking up a 10-4 record, 2.74 earned run average, and 1.09 WHIP with 111 strikeouts in just 105 innings over 19 starts. He's been on fire heading into the break, going 5-1 with a 2.7 earned run average and 0.95 WHIP across 40 innings in his past 7 outings. If that's not enough to sell you, check this. He's unbeaten at 6-0 with a 1.56 earned run average and 0.96 WHIP, plus 55 strikeouts against only 11 walks, over 52 innings in 9 home starts. As our first pick for this matchup, the Milwaukee Brewers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Betting the under looks solid in this spot, like we're talking a 4-1 or 4-2 kind of Brewers win. Peralta's been shutting teams down and should chew up 6 or 7 innings while keeping the Nationals' bats quiet, which pushes things toward a low total. On top of that, Milwaukee's got one of the top under records around, sitting at 53-38-3 overall and 29-18-1 at home. Those patterns should hold up, with Peralta bottling up Washington's offense and turning this into a game that stays pretty quiet on the scoreboard. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.